Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Thank you so much for tuning into today's reading video. I hope you're all doing really well, and I'm so excited to be back on here again with another mini reading, or what I refer to as mini readings, meaning that they are outside of my typical main collective reading posting schedule, which, if you're new, that schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So of course, I would love to have you here for those main collective readings. They are live premiered with a live chat feature on those times and days as well. So it's a really beautiful, high vibrational space and way to connect. But I also love doing these mini readings because it allows me to tap into more specific, sometimes even like hyper specific threads of energy that can be really meaningful for certain individuals and groups of people. So as I like to say, all of these readings really are co-creations, and thank you for bringing your energy to this co-creative space here on YouTube. I am so grateful and appreciative to each and every one of you here. So I have gotten a few new decks recently, which I mentioned in a prior video, but two of them are traditional tarot decks that I'm going to use to kind of cross-clarify and confirm messages as we go along. The third deck is a deck called Woodland Wardens, which I'm especially intrigued by, but haven't actually used yet in a reading. So I'm feeling really guided to pull a card from here first. It also comes with a really cute little oracle book here as well with some messages. So we will most likely be pulling messages from there. And also, if you do want to contribute your energy in a stronger way, I always recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel. These are forms of energetic transference, and they do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. I know this intro has been kind of lengthy, but there's just so much I've wanted to talk about. And one last thing is I have been using my love word scramble a bit more recently in the past few videos. You guys know who have been around on the channel for a while that I used to use this more frequently, but it's a tool I use to channel specific words, phrases, names, and locations, that kind of thing. If those things don't connect, of course, that doesn't mean the reading isn't for you overall. I just like to add those details for certain individuals who might connect with it. Okay, so something about horses is coming up here. Maybe that is relevant to someone. Let's pull a card from Woodland Wardens. The Badger and Ginkgo. I don't know really how to pronounce that. Ginkgo. Healing Wounds. I actually want to pull another card, and I will be going over to the Oracle deck. It's funny how this looks on the picture. For a second, I actually thought it was a panda. So maybe that speaks to someone specifically as well. We also have the bee and pomegranate, productivity, the wolf and rosehip, guardianship, the hawk and thistle, graceful persistence. And wow, I can already tell sort of how we're going to be starting off this reading, because I got a download just prior to starting this recording, and the words were full circle. And I just kept hearing like something is or is going to be a full circle moment for you. And I could tell, I mean, I know we've been doing a lot of love readings lately, and maybe love and romance will kind of come up in this reading, but I felt that this reading specifically was going to be more deeply personal, and it was going to be about your unfolding personal path and spiritual mission here on earth, and how you are experiencing some kind of full circle moment in your life. I'm also getting that a lot of you who resonate with this will be more so in your divine feminine energy. Of course, we all have a balance internally of feminine and masculine essence. So This doesn't have to be the case for you personally, or it could connect to some aspect of your internal self. And these labels, masculine and feminine, for the purposes of these readings, are not necessarily correlated to a particular gender. So keep that in mind as well. But what I was getting very strongly is a beautiful divine feminine essence. Someone really, I'm hearing in their artistry. Now, artistry, that doesn't have to look traditionally like art. It could be for you, but I just feel like there's someone just in this beautiful, flowing, creative kind of energy where a lot of inspired ideas are coming through, or a lot of desire to create is moving through you. And I'm feeling some surge of motivation in that kind of direction. But I'm hearing it's like not a surge of motivation in the more masculine sense where things are super structured and planned. It's more so in this feminine flowing sense where there's this surge of motivation to carve out space to just be, to just create, to kind of like flow forward in a sense is what I'm getting here. I'm hearing something about books or reading or a library or writing books or something like that for someone. But it's interesting because I feel with this Badger card, and I am going to go to the Oracle deck as well. By the way, I did one last animal card. I know I've been so excited by these Woodland Wardens cards. I pulled several of them, but the turtle wanted to come out here as well. And so there's something about this energy where it's like something has been unfolding very gradually. It reminds me of that turtle and the hare kind of story about how the turtle won the race by being more strategic, although it was moving more slowly. I'm hearing it won the race in alignment from more of like a spiritual perspective because it recognized there really was no race. Maybe this is you. It's like you embody this energy of slowness, of stillness, of not giving in to pressure externally, and yet you're moving in this powerful state of alignment. You're flowing forward in that sense. And I'm also getting a message coming through here about resisting the artificial urge to make it any different, to need it to be different, or to need it to be more logical or concrete or pre-planned in advance. Because I'm hearing you are taking huge strides. You are flowing forward, but you're doing it in your own timing. I'm hearing it's not even that you're in your own lane. It's like there aren't even lanes where you're creating. You're in a league, a dimension, all of your own. You're creating this like magical little reality that, and those words, magical little reality, have tended to come out a lot while I've been journaling, how it's like you're creating a magical little reality that no one else needs to understand. You're creating in a league of your own. Time like just doesn't even exist or feel relevant at all to your creations, because I'm hearing you're creating at that quantum level where time really doesn't exist. It's also almost like your creations are resounding through both past and future timelines as well. I get this sense of, wow, there is a lot of powerful spiritual information coming through for whoever is part of this reading. Thank you for sharing your energy here, because wow. But with that healing card, I feel like you've done a lot of healing work on past timelines with your inner child, with your shadow aspects, with past versions of yourself. And I'm hearing that for a while, from an external perspective, this may have even looked like kind of circling or cycling through the past. But it's not that you were stuck in the past, it's that you were healing past timelines. You spent a lot of time maybe feeling very nostalgic or reflecting on the past, or maybe even feeling like time was running out because you were thinking so heavily of your past. But the thing is, that whole time you weren't just ruminating, you weren't just stuck in the past, you were actively healing past timelines and gathering something from them. I get the sense of you like gathering fragments of like inspiration or information, or retrieving something, some nugget of gold from those past timelines that you are now creating with. But the thing is, as you're flowing forward in those creations, you're also creating in future timelines. I'm hearing you are creating things. Wow, this is huge for the collective I'm tapped into here. You have this really rare energy coming through here. But I feel as though you are creating things now in the present, in your physical world, or you're envisioning things that people are manifesting out of you in the future, that like the future collective is manifesting from you. But this reminds me of the reading I did recently about you being ahead of your time, because the sense I get here is you are creating for people who are on the cusp of being ready for your creations, but may not yet be, who are going to, it's like they're going to desire in that future timeline what you've created, but your soul is working in the quantum. So it's like you're creating to almost like fulfill a desire or meet a need that may not even exist yet, or that people haven't even become fully collectively cognizant of. That's just how powerful you are. But it's also why time is so irrelevant for you, and why many people are unlikely to understand your timing, because you are so multidimensional, because you have this ability to work in the quantum realm, to work with healing these past timelines, but also creating in future ones. So I feel like you're creating things, or you're envisioning things, or putting things together that the world may not be fully ready for yet, but they will be. It's like you're going to be there when it opens, when it's ready. It's almost like you being inside of a store or a restaurant or something before it opens for the day. And it's like you're ready. And I'm hearing like to serve. I feel like your creations, yes, they're going to bring in a lot of abundance, a lot of success for you, but they're also serving a collective in some kind of way. They're meeting some kind of need, even if it's like a deep emotional need of some kind. Okay, so let me go ahead and look at this pomegranate and woof and rose hip card. Yeah, guardianship and productivity. I feel as though you've, again, felt this like surge of inspiration or motivation to flow forward or to create forward in some kind of way, but it lacks that overly rigid kind of aspect, that overly planned aspect. However, with guardianship, I feel almost like you're walking this protected pathway, the pathway you're feeling this surge of motivation towards, or whatever you're flowing forward towards in your creations feels extremely protected. And I'm hearing destined in the spiritual realm. I'm hearing a destiny is opening up to you that's always existed within you, but that almost had to be protected for a period of time. It feels almost like something was closed off to you while you were healing those past timelines, while you were gathering those nuggets of gold from your own past. It's like your destiny was kind of closed off to you during that time, where you could sense it within you. You could sense the seed of a dream or a desire or something you wanted to accomplish or create, but you couldn't quite access it. And that's because it was being protected for you during your time of healing, of gathering information, of gathering those nuggets of gold. And now you are feeling this surge of motivation because you're sensing that doors are being opened that have been closed to you in the past. It's like your destiny is opening itself up to you and inspiring you forward. And I'm hearing have courage in taking those inspired steps forward, because we have the card graceful persistence. I feel a key here is continuing to flow forward persistently without needing to fully consciously understand the process, without needing to label it or define it or put it in a box or become really rigid about it, to just keep flowing forward as you have been in this inspired way. Because I'm hearing like your inspiration, those moments of intuitive urges in certain directions seem to be leading you down the perfect pathway towards the full embodiment of this destiny that we're talking about here. But again, with the turtle card, it's going to be this gradual, perfect, but maybe in ways other people would label as slow, unfolding process. It's not necessarily going to follow the timelines that people may try to externally kind of infringe on you. Okay, so I actually want to channel a little bit from the hawk and the thistle card here. Okay. The hawk is a keen and vigilant observer, so much that watchful and hawk-eyed have become synonyms. An apex predator, the hawk glides gracefully on the wind, its sharp talons ever at the ready. The thistle can thrive in a variety of environments, from verdant hills to rocky shores. Its spiked, stinging leaves protect its radiant flower, which perches like a crown upon its stem. You can act fiercely while maintaining your grace and dignity. Sharpen your talons, but don't lose your crown. And I'm also going to read from this turtle card coming up here, if I can find it in the deck. Just give me one moment here. Okay, so this card says, slow down and enjoy the journey. Avoid rushing towards your goals for the sake of winning. Arrive in your own time. Wow, I feel like that last line is really the key here. Allow yourself to arrive in your own time, because you are arriving, because it is unfolding, but you're doing this in a timing that's all your own. You're creating in this dimension that's entirely your own. And I get the sense of like, this is actually another download that came through earlier today that I didn't even write down, that I'm just recalling now. But it's that this timeline is ready for you and you're ready for it. And the sense that I got is like this beautiful unfolding destiny timeline that you've always sensed. It's like that core within you, that seed that you've always had an awareness of. Maybe this is a dream, a goal, a version of yourself. And I'm getting that for a while, you may have actually actively tried to manifest this version of yourself, but you always felt like something was kind of closed off because that healing on the past timelines had to take place. But now there is this sense of things opening up in a powerful new way. And there's a feeling that everything on that timeline is reserved specifically for you. I'm hearing like the successes, the accomplishments, the manifestations. There's no sense of competition or no sense of lack mentality, because everything that is yours energetically on that timeline, it's always been preserved for you. No one else has access to it because it's yours. It's unique to your energy, your frequency. I'm hearing your skills and talents. So maybe it involves you combining your skills and talents in a personally unique way to create something that serves the collective in some sense. But again, it's all just so personally tailored for you specifically. And if you would like assistance in accessing that core frequency energy and that corresponding timeline in a more conscious way, in a more consistent way, I really recommend my highest vibrational timeline subliminal. This is one of the more recent ones I've created, and it is extremely powerful. It will really help you connect in with your highest outcomes and destinies in all areas of your life, to really help you tap into that super high vibrational core frequency energy, and to see that manifesting again in all of these different areas of your life, to see that kind of momentum building energetically as you use this subliminal to totally reprogram and shift your own subconscious mind in that direction, which really is the powerhouse of the mind. Research has shown that our subconscious actually controls 95% of our thoughts, actions, and outcomes in life. So using subliminals to deeply reprogram and shift your subconscious mind is such a powerful way to magnetize your energy and manifest forward in your life. I've personally seen more results from using subliminals than any other manifestation tool I've ever tried. So I still use my own subliminals every single day, and I'm so passionate about sharing all of them with you through my app, Sound and Soulful, which is now available in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. And within the app, when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account, you get access to all 130 plus subliminals I've created. There are so many more being added all the time. You can listen to any of them in 10 different background sound options. You can read the affirmations that are embedded within those audio tracks, and you can create your own custom private playlists. And I do have subliminals for essentially every area of life, for money, love, relationships, mood, mindset, manifesting, and so many other things as well. So it's such a powerful way to really harness your own subconscious and manifest in your life. And again, the link to download the Sound and Soulful app and get started today is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so I am going to reshuffle the cards here, and It's interesting because one thing I wrote in my journal earlier when I was meditating, the first thing I wrote down actually is trust in the alignment. Now, I don't know how that resonates for you. Maybe that's your alignment with a certain person, with a dream. I also was getting a lot of strong messages about when it's kind of something that corresponds with that cliche. If it's your calling, it will keep calling you, except applied to really many different areas of your life. If there's something that as you're healing, as you're growing, as you're expanding, and you're on that path of expansion, which if this reading is for you, I really feel you are on that pathway. If you're on that pathway of perpetual expansion, and there is something or someone in a good feeling way that just keeps recurring for you, that keeps seeming to kind of gravitate back into your life, there's a reason for that. I'm hearing a helper or supporter. So maybe for some of you, this is in the form of a person or a group that is like a helper or like a supporter along your path. And this could be romantic, it could be non-romantic, but there's this feeling of when something or someone is continuously gravitating into your life to help you or to support you or to be some kind of guide for you or an inspiration for you or just like a good feeling presence in your life, there is a reason for this. The word soul contract are coming out, so it may even be like some form of soul contract between the two of you where you are meant to connect and collaborate and exchange energy in a way that the conscious mind may not even necessarily fully be able to grasp or understand, but that doesn't make it any less significant on your path. So I'm just getting a strong message, and this could apply, of course, to your passions, your dreams, your hobbies, your callings as well. Like if you have a certain hobby or a passion or a dream that no matter where you go, as you're constantly expanding, this thing just seems to keep calling you back into it, there's a reason for that. There's a reason that it keeps pulling you in. Now, interestingly, we have just one more thought on that, because my guides are coming through to say, like, surrender to the not knowing, surrender to when something's in your life and it feels good and it feels right for you and you're continuing to grow through it or with it to expand. That is enough. Allow that to be enough. Find peace with that without necessarily needing to understand it at the level of the mind. Okay, so kind of completing that thought here, I see the number 222 on the recording timer. And here we have the Six of Pentacles reversed, but the Knight of Wands upright. I'm not sure why this is coming up here, but this might be like a random side message from someone's guides, because typically this is about the point where I'd be wrapping up the reading, but now I feel this totally new energy coming in. I feel like this is like a message of kind of caution coming in from someone's guides, because with the Six of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Wands, I feel like there's some kind of energy of someone who's very charming, but maybe I'm hearing that they could be passionate, but could also be hot-tempered, like easy to kind of get upset. There's like a volatility to this energy. But with the Six of Pentacles reversed, I also feel like this sense of conditionality, for lack of better wording, like things come with strings attached or things feel very conditional with this person. This could be a friend, a kind of employer, a work person, a romantic person, take it however it connects. But I feel like what this person is presenting on the surface is very like charming, maybe even passionate, but there's something volatile to their energy, and things always seem to come with like conditions or strings somehow, if that makes sense. I'm hearing something about the desert, so that could be relevant for someone listening. I feel with the Nine of Wands that there's something about this energy that seems to be very tiring. And I'm getting with the Ace of Swords that you actually may be having clarity that this energy is like, I'm hearing like giving you the runaround or exhausting you in some kind of way. And it's almost like mentally you're really realizing that truth, and it's created this shift within you in some kind of way. But the feeling that I get is that energy is kind of like grasping at you, or like wanting to pull you back into some kind of drama or chaos or some cycle. And you're up here in the Queen of Wands energy. It's like you're up here in this beautiful high vibrational space, focusing on yourself, no longer being pulled into those cycles, but this seems to be very triggering for this person or energy here. Interesting. I'm going to see if I can pull any other messages of guidance here. Maybe we can get another Woodland Wardens card here. Can I get another message for this situation? I'm not sure why this is coming through right at the end, but maybe someone here manifested through clarity on this, like you've been seeing this dynamic, and this may be a sign of confirmation to trust what you've been feeling if this energy has been exhausting you in some kind of way. I feel like, you know what I heard? I heard the quiet, gentle energy is the right one, or is like the more powerful one. And I almost get the feeling that like, maybe that's you in contrast to this person who, yes, seems to be the Knight of Wands. They're very charming, but also very volatile. And everything seems to come with strings attached, and they tend to perpetuate these cycles of drama. So it's like the sense I get is they present the right things on the surface, but internally there's a lot of volatility and chaos. Whereas in contrast, there seems to be like this quiet, gentle energy that actually moves forward in a more powerful way, which again could be you, but this also could be like two different dynamics or even two different people in your life that are showing up in different ways and creating this kind of setup of contrast here. Interesting. So I know that was a bit of a random message right at the end. I'm really curious if that connects with you any kind of way. Let's see if we can close with a Woodland Wardens card. Okay, so we have the snail and the huckleberry. Trust in the invisible. And you know, I'm hearing really like trust beyond what you see physically, what is presented to you. Trust the feeling beneath the appearances. That's what I'm getting from this card, whether that's the appearance of a person, a connection, an opportunity. I feel like you're meant to be trusting and following the invisible feeling beneath the superficial layer, beneath the appearances. I'm hearing it's about how it feels, not how it looks. So I really hope you received some kind of powerful message from the reading today. If so, I would love to hear from you in the comments section underneath the video. You can follow me on Instagram at @magnetizeyourself, where I post more energy updates, inspiration, and information. And if you would like to utilize my highest vibrational timeline subliminal to deeply reprogram your subconscious mind and align yourself with your personal highest destiny timeline in life, then the link to get my subliminals app is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Otherwise, I am sending you huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day and week, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.